Good evening. I'm going to call to order the St. John study session for November 16, 2022. Roll call, please.
Bob Brolson,
Here.
Yolanda Cardona,
Here.
John Gill,
Here.
Joe Gomestego,
Here.
Bob Valois,
Here.
Jason Belasic is not here today, John Kennedy,
Here.
Attorney Adam Decker,
Here.
Engineer John Dykstra,
Here.
Councilman Liaison Brian Blazak,
Present.
and Town Manager Joe Wizawati.
Present. All right. First on the study session, item A, we have a request for an extension of primary plat for 25 single-family residential lots for the Gate 21B. Mr. Kill, how are you this evening?
I'm doing good. How's everybody?
Very good, sir. Very good. So, explanation for the extension?
Well, there's just a lot in, obviously, the Gates East. And instead of going in and trying to plat one lot here, one lot there, and have all these different units with the A's, the B's, the C's, it's a lot easier to request an extension of a primary plat. So when we're ready to plat the entire thing or a solid unit of it, then we'll come in and do that. But, I mean, there's a lot going in the Gates East. So, we haven't been able to, get everything in the ground. And so we're requesting an extension of the primary for 6 months from January 5th, to July 5th. And so item A and B kind of run concurrently. It's the same request. It's just a simple 6-month extension rather than try to go through the platting process. I brought the Alta survey of the entire Gates East if anybody would like to see, just exactly how big it is and all the parcels involved. And I know in previous years and actually decades, in the original Gates of St. John, that was all treated as one subdivision because of how vast it was. So it was impossible to keep coming in and asking for primary plats of this unit, this phase, this one. So every time something would plat, that would just roll it over for a year. So I suggested maybe perhaps we could do that to the Gates East, but if you all are not comfortable with that, we'll just track what we have and try to make it easy on, like myself and the staff as well.
So Steve, that street, is that in, that east-west? The road's in and?
We don't have infrastructure in yet, no.
Oh, okay.
That's why I want to.
Yeah.
That's why I want an extension.
Okay.
Because we simply hadn't had a chance. Now, we could come in and plat one lot, post a letter of credit
Oh,
for,
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
but it doesn't make any sense. That's why I figured I would rather just ask for an extension, that's all.
Okay.
Isn't the well down there too?
There is a well site. It's down, yeah, it's right down there, Joe, where you're at, in that area there. And we've actually made changes, altered those units and stuff like that to accommodate the well site, and we special platted the well 8 site, but it's, as you can imagine, the files are getting, it's just this little plat for 2 lots, plus a well site, this plat for a well site, it's cumbersome at best, so.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments? So 6-month extension, what you're requesting, just up to 6 months?
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct, yeah, that's what the ordinance says, John, so I just would request 6 months, that's all.
Any other questions, comments?
No?
Hearing none. All right. Item B, it's the same situation as you said.
Same request, exactly.
But for St. John units 24, 25, 27, and 28, it's another 6-month extension for 218 lots in the Gates of St. John as well. Any questions regarding that one?
Nope.
Questions?
Steve, this is the one that leads up to 101st? Is that that section?
That's 27 and 28,
Okay.
right, yeah.
And I think we have a pressure test for 25 tomorrow. 25B? I mean,
Well, but that's the problem. It's
Right.
getting into A, B, C, D, and all in one
Right.
phase. So that's why I didn't know if there would be any consideration of just looking at the Gates East and considering it one giant subdivision.
You're absolutely correct when it comes to the paperwork. It's a pain.
And then, I mean, it's a lot for the building and planning department to track. Honestly, it's a lot for me to track. It's a lot
I think
for
in
you guys to-
Orchard Gate, we got to like K or something crazy
Well,
like that.
exactly. So, I mean, that's kind of why I'm here asking, just because it's so cumbersome on everybody. And obviously, in the spring, we're going to start construction of those units, and then we'll get, Unit 1 platted and stuff like that, so.
Before we let him go, any more questions? All right, we'll see you in December.
Yes, it would be December. So, yeah, thank you, everybody.
All right, have a happy
I
Thanksgiving.
will see you, yes, you too. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you all in December.
See you, Steve.
All right, thank you.
Next on the study session is Parish Woods. We got a proposed final plat for Parish Wood, 27 single-family lots at 11115 Parish Avenue. No one here from the petitioner. Very good. Any updates, Adam or Sergio, or not at this time?
I have not received any communication or correspondence with the developer, other than the previous request to defer.
Okay,
Yeah, and Mr. Chair, I've not heard from council since the last study session. Asked to defer, so.
very good. Any comments from the board before we move on to the next item? All right. Hearing none. Item D, St. John Commons. This is a proposed final plat, St. John Phase 1. This is the, I would say, the east side. The 13 cottage homes at 10201 Cottage Avenue. Mr. Reddick, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah, we have the plat for St. John Commons Phase 1, the residential portion. You are correct, John, it's the east side. There's 13 lots on the east, but we also got the little two cottage home lots in the southwest corner. And that's why Phase 1 includes all those 15 lots and the two big outlots kind of in between, and leaving the commercial area, which is not done, for the next phase. All the infrastructure is in, the pavement is in, the curbs are in, these units are done. He did a fantastic job getting it installed, and even has final asphalt down, so.
Oh, that's all in there now?
This is all
Yeah.
done. It happened fast, Joe.
It did, and he did an excellent job.
He did.
Did a very nice, clean job, yes, it was very,
The pond is done,
Yes.
it's filling up, there's blanketed and seeded, it really looks good.
Mr. Reddick, has everything been turned into John for his review?
We just submitted it very recently, so
Okay.
if he doesn't have a copy of it, I'll make sure you get the plat.
Yeah, I have not reviewed anything
Okay,
with this.
just so.
We're about
you
3
know,
weeks.
You'll provide us a letter of, after your review of the plat, just for our records. We're reading the records. Okay, very good.
Just the plat, not plans and
There's no plan, that's just a plat.
just the plat, okay.
And we have not done as-bills yet. We will be doing those soon. Typically, they just hold back a little bit in the bond for that.
Okay.
Any questions, comments? I'll have to go check out this asphalt roadway.
Yeah.
Seriously, I was just over there not that long.
The asphalt was probably in about a week ago. It's pretty
yeah, we
recent.
just did the proof roll for the stone, I think.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they did both layers of asphalt the same
Friday, but I
day.
didn't go back in there.
Okay.
Very good. Any other questions, comments?
It's just
All right.
what came in, so.
Next on the agenda, item E, Lentine, second edition, St. John rezone. This is a proposed preliminary primary replat of artesian well at just off of 231, 10911 West 108th. Lentine, how are you, sir?
Good. It's been a little while since I've been here, but not for lack of trying. I first had an engineering firm. I think the last time I was here, there were some engineering requirements that were required by the town for me to perform. And it's been difficult to try to find an engineer. They are all pretty busy. Anyway, I am still working on it and trying to get this 5-acre parcel, well, which is only going to be a 2-acre parcel,
Okay.
changed from residential to commercial.
All right, and I think what was the reason why we asked you to be here today, some residents have come to previous meetings to express a legitimate concern. This has been on our agenda now since February at the beginning of this year. Someday, this board will have to make a determination, just so we're not making decisions when they're not here, because the public hearing has been so long, or
Yep.
since the last time. So let's refer with staff to see if there's statutory requirements that you have to have. This board has to make a decision on this primary plat, and we'll relay that information to you.
Okay.
Is there any comments?
No, just that,
Okay.
that it's been so long.
Yeah.
Because the residents came in last time we met, the board met, and they're concerned, hey, we haven't heard anything, we don't want to miss out,
Okay.
so.
All right. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, we just want to be open, transparent.
And we need to make a decision. We can't have this going on much longer. So I understand the issue you're having, but sooner or later.
I've never had this before. Usually when I call a service, it's done.
Very good.
And all I can say is my project is relatively small and they're super busy.
Understand.
But yeah, I'm meeting with one tonight. So,
All right.
all right.
If you could just do us a favor, please keep Sergio in the know so we can
Yep.
be in the know, and then we'll have to just be in constant communication. We'll probably want to keep this on the agenda so that it's in front of us and we're aware of,
Sounds
get
good.
a status update.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Linton.
Yep. Thank you.
I'm going to take a 15-minute break just to make Doug wait. All right. Last on the agenda, item F is the preserve Phase 6 lots. Oh, this is out, 358 and 359. This is amendment to change address at 9607 Ficus? Am I saying it? Fescue?
Fescue.
Sorry, Fescue, sorry. Let me put my glasses back on. Fescue Drive at 9607 Fescue Drive. 9615. All right, Mr. Reddick.
So you have in front of you a certificate of amendment that was prepared by one of our surveyors in our office, Kevin Kroll, who did the subdivision plat for the Preserve Phase 6. The plat was recorded some time ago, and we were recently working on a site plan. Actually came across my desk, and I said, that address doesn't make sense because it's an odd number on the west side of the street. So we looked into it a little bit more and realized that two addresses, one for lot 358, one for lot 359 were incorrect. We went back to the primary plat, which was done by another firm, and they have a whole lot of bad addresses, and these two were the first ones that came about. So a little bit of discussion with the developer and ourselves, and pretty easy to assign new addresses with the correct number. So we jumped on it and recorded a certificate of amendment, just simply amending those two addresses. Sergio saw it on his desk and he said, hey, let's get it in front of the Plan Commission just so everybody understands why we did what we did. It was basically, I can't really call it a typographical error because we followed what was on the primary plat, but they're clearly wrong. We don't have even addresses on the west side of the road.
So there will be more of these coming, or
Well, the
more
next
requests?
phase with the bad addresses is not recorded yet, so we have the opportunity now to get that correct.
Okay.
I don't even know what happened there, because when I approached our surveyor, he says, I just did what was on the primary plat, which I have a copy of here, and it's pretty clear, so. Anyway, these things happen, addresses, street names, and we routinely just do a certificate of amendment to correct those minor errors. But in this case, want to get it before the Plan Commission, and everybody understands why we did it?
Yeah, because west side of the road, you have even numbers, or east side of the road is odd numbers, and this is vice versa.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just for those two lots.
Someone might have got dyslexic, which it happens.
It's only on fiscal.
And understand too, when we record these,
I guess.
FICO.
when we record these certificates, it very clearly says it's here to amend and change the addresses of lots 358 and 359. So this will get picked up by title companies and everything. It doesn't affect all the lots in the subdivision because they're not all wrong. So we do it very specifically so it shows up on title work and everybody knows about it from here on out.
Great. Questions, comments?
Couple
Mr.
slip
Reddick?
by.
All right, anything from the board for the good of the cause? Staff? No? All right, everyone, oh,
Are we bringing this back in for the next meeting too, or do we even need, there's no formal action. I don't think it needs
Do
to
we
be-
need a formal action to accept that, or is it just acknowledgement of changes? What do you think?
well, shouldn't we record at least in a
Yeah.
regular meeting at least?
Motion to accept, or?
Well, it's been recorded.
Yeah.
So I think Doug's point is well taken, that I don't know that it legally requires any
Action.
formal approval,
Okay.
but you certainly may take it up if you want to include it and just simply acknowledge that it, that it, for the record, for really the public record's sake, more than anything.
Okay.
But I think because it's already been recorded, it's legally binding, and I don't think requires formal action by the Plan Commission.
So my recommendation will be no formal action, but at least we'll read it into the record at the next meeting.
I think that
Fair
would be
enough.
fine.
Okay?
Thank you.
Just so we could track stuff at minutes and stuff like that.
Yeah, oh, that's
All right.
yeah.
All right, everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see everyone in the first Wednesday in December.
Same